Good morning and night, guys. My name is Miss Sunshine. This is Fire, and we are playing Lake of Voices again. So the last time I left off, I forgot all the characters' names. That's wonderful. But we're gonna start it up again, and we're gonna try to actually get on the boat this time. Because the last time we didn't. We just kind of went with the guy, and we just went around the mountain to the village.
Well,
So
seeing how I have no idea what's going on, and
she
I
has
don't
no
see
idea
my
what's going
face.
on. So we're gonna play from the beginning again, and we're gonna try to decide on which
Well,
route we should take.
you can continue from where you were before if you want.
Then I have to skip through it because yeah. So basically, Bemele, that's his name, and Kika, they are like warrior type people, and they are on their way to a village because the village is Sonolos, I think. And they are actually trying to save the village from like bandits or something. And so they have to go across the lake in order to get there quicker. But there's this girl who they come across in just a few moments, um, and she was promised to go across the lake too. But the guy's like, I can only take so many people, so it's up to you guys if you want to come or leave. And so I'm like, the last time we're just like, oh, okay, well, you know what? We'll just go ahead and be nice and go around. It's fine. So right now I'm just gonna
And
fast
then you
forward.
die.
No, no, we took the safe route. So we literally just walked around the mountain, which took a few days. So a few people in the village died, but we saved the rest of them from the bandits. I think it's just been a while since I played it. So we're gonna try to get
Sometimes
into
a
like.
few casualties to save the whole lot.
So we're gonna try to get into the spookiness of it this time.
So we're gonna go.
We're gonna go with her this time.
We're gonna boat in the middle of the lake and sink, or some mermaid monster. Who is she?
That this is the person who we came across last night. I forgot her name.
Margaret.
Margaret. There we go. That's her name.
Kika the Steadfast.
Yeah, it's funny because
Bamile.
like
Hello?
she looks different than she does in her depiction at the bottom.
Like she doesn't look like a Margaret.
No, the other one, she's like fair skinned with her hair in the bun. Are they two different people?
Who? Kika?
Yeah.
Kika and Margaret? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna just kind of bypass all of this. I'll probably try to, let's see.
Where is the guide?
Her.
Well, that's Kika.
Okay, then who's she?
Who, her?
The blonde redhead.
That's Margaret. That's the person we just, like, that's the guy. That's Bemele.
Oh.
That's
No,
not
I'm
a chick.
confused.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna turn this up so you can actually hear their voices. We're gonna just start it from here, okay?
Unless he's on the center island or on the complete other side, your guess is as good as mine. It's dark as pitch out there.
Alright, panic rises inside me. Panic I tried hard to quell.
We can't cross without him, and we need to get going soon.
You can't cross with him either.
The woman behind us, Margaret, cuts in with something like a snort.
What?
I know the guide will be here tonight. I have already made arrangements with him to cross.
Bemele and I share a look. The woman seems haughty and willing to put up a fuss.
I have his word he'll take me today. It would be wiser for the two of you to begin the trip around if you're really in such a hurry. Or you can make camp here and wait for him to make the trip back if you prefer.
I don't need to turn my attention to Bemele to know he's riled up. I step in before he can say something rash.
Even if that is so, my companion and I must begin the trip tonight.
Margaret is unimpressed and opens her mouth to argue further.
We'll wait for the guide to arrive before coming to a conclusion about any of this.
That's right, Kika. She clamps her mouth shut, then lets out a sigh.
You can do as you like.
So pretty much you're taking my ride. I called this guy. You didn't call this guy. And you're thinking that you can jump on my ride.
Basically, in order for us to save a village quicker, yes.
So that's like if we were taking the Uber, you gotta pay your part of your Uber.
Well, they do have the thing on Uber where you can split the fare, so. With the matter attentively settled, Bemele moves away. His finger begins to tap loudly against the top of his hilt.
He shifts from one foot to another, then groans.
What's that bastard even up to?
I almost visibly start, but manage to restrain myself. He probably doesn't know any better. I'm sure of that. It's not worth
With
mentioning.
a mouth like that, you shouldn't even have the right to ask the guide to take you across.
How ludicrous. He's faced far worse than a bit of foul language.
Silence,
Do you know
Muggle.
anything that's happened with this lake?
I know enough.
Margaret is clearly not convinced, but she shrugs and makes a show of turning her back to him.
The guide's father is Garvin the Exemplar. Garvin never accepted the guide as his son, all the way up until he died in this lake. Your statement could be seen as tasteless.
Oh.
Vermelle rubs the back of his neck, his face regretful.
My apologies to the guide. I didn't mean it that way. I never knew about his... well, that.
A smile spreads across my face, one I quickly wipe away. He really did just misspeak. The silence slowly stretches between the three of us, growing more awkward with each passing second. Margaret seems irritated, and Vermelle abashed. Alright, let's see. Now, hold on. You're quite informed, Margaret. I'm sure you are forgiven, Vermelle. Say nothing. So, what should we choose? Oh, and we're timed for these events.
Oh, so.
See, the last time I chose this, so I think I want to say he's forgiven.
I guess.
Okay.
I know you. You are brash but not intentionally cruel. I'm sure all is well.
I still don't like you.
Vermelle smiles and claps me on the back. You don't like
You're a
Vermelle?
good woman, Kika. Smart, too. You've never been here, yet
Yeah,
you knew
it's not
more of the
before,
guide
right?
than I did.
I know about Garvin, truthfully. Tales of his deeds were some of the only stories my parents ever told.
Is that so? You could tell me more about it sometime.
I pause, unsure how to respond to this type of request.
I would like that very much.
Woods and chill.
Wasn't chill.
Yes, I wouldn't mind that. It must wait until after this trip, though.
Oh, he's even blushing.
Of
That's cute.
course. We should drop this topic sooner rather than later, in any case.
I agree.
Even if there's no harm meant, hearing someone mention Garvin is probably difficult for the guy, no matter what the circumstance. With the topic dropped, we each remain locked inside our own thoughts, not another word passing between us. Eventually, a small light appears on the bridge ahead, gently swaying through the foggy air. It gets closer and closer until it becomes apparent it's a figure carrying a lantern. That must be the guide, although I can't shake the ghostly aura it gives off. The figure steps onto the shore, but we wait for him to approach us instead of going to meet him. None of us are sure how close to the waters we can get before it is no longer safe. And that's him. He stops in front of us and simply stares.
Are you the guide of Sinlos?
Sinless.
The man nods. He has a sharp face and weary eyes.
Well, that's grand. We would like an escort across the lake.
Vermelle motions to the two of us and Margaret approaches, a strained face on her smile.
Hello, it's good to see you again. I'm ready to cross, as we've agreed upon.
Me, just me. You know, the one who's paying you.
The guy turns to face her as well, face remaining unchanged. It must not be a lie. He would have to say something otherwise. She really does have preference to travel with him. That's a problem.
Is there a way we can all begin the trip tonight?
Yes, I will allow all three of you to go.
Oh, we could talk.
But with that many, at least one will die before we reach the other side.
I furrow my brow. Yeah. Let's see. I furrow my brow. It's a disturbing addendum, and one offended with little emotion attached. Vermelle glares back, asking without asking what we're supposed to do with such circumstances.
You should go around.
The sentence hangs in the air, the second half unspoken, if you want to live.
We don't have time for that. There are people counting on us for protection. Why does she need to go?
Because I called him. That's why. You ungrateful brat. The dude literally just said, there are 4 of us. One of y'all are gonna die.
I vote Margaret. He jerks the finger at Margaret, whose face contorts with anger. What?
I don't need to explain myself to you. My journey has already been put off once, and I was promised I could go today.
No, I'm pretty sure it might end up being like Kika and Margaret who end up making it across. Because if Bamele dies, like that's still gonna be tragic. She meets Bamele's eyes with the gaze of steel. He starts to speak, and she cuts in.
An extra day or two shouldn't be that much of a problem for you. Whoever you're meeting can surely wait such a tiny amount longer. Patience is a virtue, after all.
Yeah, see, the last time we waited, we took the long route. People ended up dying.
But these are bandits. People are gonna die nonetheless.
Not if we get there quick.
What?
That's what this is supposed to be.
But let's say it takes. How long did you say it took to go around?
Like 2-3 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say
It's not hours. If it was hours, then yeah, you might have been able to save like half the village. But I think half the village got destroyed.
Let's say that it takes only 5 hours to go there and then 5 hours to come back. That is 10 hours, right? Therefore, it will just take you another 5 hours to go back.
But these are days,
is-
not hours.
Yeah, but that's 15 hours on a boat, not walking around. How long do
Moving
you
on.
think it would
So
take to get
and
on a
if we're
boat?
still
What
on
if
the
there's like
bridge when the
a
sun
snake
comes up,
monster
we'll
in the
all
water?
die as they
Yeah,
sink
that's what we're
back
gonna
below
try
the
to see.
surface.
Oh
If
goodness,
you
y'all
don't
are all
decide
gonna die.
soon, no one will be going.
We might. The guide is dispassionate, stoic. I would almost feel something's wrong with him if I didn't share the trait myself. Millie pulls me to the side, jaw clenched tight.
That woman isn't armed.
His voice is low. He darts a glance at
We
Margaret.
can easily get her to back off if we make this into an actual fight. After all, we have to go tonight, yes? If one of us really is to die, it'll be her. Would staying be a worse fate than her death?
What kind of game is this? This is like the old Middle Ages thing.
Uh-huh.
For one, in my heart of hearts, I cannot attack a woman who is apparently unarmed because I want to get on the boat. I might as well get on the boat and then throw her overboard.
Well, see, that's the you. If I'm not mistaken, from the last video, you have the choice to either start a fight or not, and I think I chose not to. So we're still gonna do that.
we are so
I stare-
passive.
I stare at the dock, refusing to meet Bamele's eyes, and try to keep my voice as level as possible.
We don't know her situation. This isn't a decision we can make for her.
And see, that's why I like Kika, because she's
What?
awesome. Bamele leans in closer, apparently having missed what I said. I remove the sympathy for her in my response when I speak again.
The guide won't accept something like that, I assume.
Yeah,
Face
you
is
can't
grim.
just kill somebody right in front of him and then expect him to send you on the boat. Okay, I'm gonna send you on this boat, all right? And I already said one of y'all gonna die. You know how y'all gonna die? I'm gonna throw y'all asses overboard.
Then what
But-
else do you have in
I'm gonna
mind?
throw your butts. Oh, you know how to edit.
You can say the A word, I don't care.
First of all, you and I cannot split up.
I mean, it's just
Either
I that
we
don't,
both
I don't
stay,
swear, so I
or
don't
we
care.
both
I
either.
go.
swear.
Bull crap!
Hollygagger.
Right.
I don't swear.
That's not a question.
I cross my arms, a hand on my chin. I have full confidence in my abilities and in Bamele's, but there's no reason not to believe the guide knows exactly what he's talking about. If we go, he might not be able to give the group the attention we each deserve. That would mean we truly would be putting Margaret's life at risk on top of our own. I believe we should go, because last time I said nothing, and I believe you. Bamele's reply is firm. My steadfastness seems almost weak in comparison to its certainty. He addresses the guy.
We shouldn't waste more time. Let's shove off.
Now this part is new, because the last time I said I didn't say anything, so we ended up going around, so don't know what happens from here on out. Let's
You all
continue.
drown.
The guy slowly turns around, without even a nod to show his agreement. Margaret stares at Bamele and me, something of a resolve in her gaze. Then she follows after the guy. At least she didn't insist we stay
We
behind.
should do what we can to protect her. It's our fault she's being put in even further danger.
That is true.
Exactly my thoughts. We will take care of everything. Maybe I'm being naive, but I have no intentions of letting anyone fall victim to this lake tonight. Those monsters can starve.
Right on. And let me actually save real quick, because I have not been saving.
So they know that there's monsters in this lake because dude died in the lake. So this is like a legendary lake of misery Almost everybody knows about this game.
I smile at him for a change, and Bamele eagerly smiles back.
We're lucky to have each other in this, I think.
Oh, it's like, don't look in the mirror and say, Kimmy, Bloody Mary. Or it's like, don't go into the woods. Like, we're just gonna go into the woods.
Yeah, the Blair Witch. Like, no, it's not. He turns to follow the others across. I will protect everyone on this trip. I will. We will make it through this. Ooh, achievement as begin. Then I step onto the dock and join them. What? As soon as I step onto the wood, the temperature drops. The light of my lamp shines against the water's surface as reflective as a mirror. Until we reach land again, death is only one small mistake away. We fall into line with the guide leading the way. Margaret stays close to him, and I behind her, watching to make sure she doesn't slip on the slick, wet wood. The melee brings up the rear. Each of us hold our lanterns in front of us, but it does little good. The fog is thick and nigh impenetrable, consuming the light as if hungry for it.
I'm not going to with you right now, okay?
Above, the surface of the lake is deathly quiet. No longer is there the whispering wind, nor the sound of water lapping against the shore. Yeah. It's just our own mismatched footsteps and the sound of my quick breathing. My eyes drift back to the lake. Against my better judgment, it's no wonder there's not even the sound of water. With how still the surface is, it seems almost sturdy with the sheen of a black marble floor. I've heard rumors of the water of Sonolos is heavier, more difficult to disturb than natural water. That just the weight of its oppressing cling is enough to keep someone down, even without them. Something even darker than the abyss of the lake flickers just below the surface, or at least I think it does. I turn my gaze to Margaret's back. It's better to stay focused.
Fall back a bit. You're following me too closely.
He must be talking to Margaret. The guide is looking over his shoulder, addressing Margaret.
Sorry.
If someone gets pulled into the lake, they'll instinctively reach for anything to hold on to. Do not let that be you.
Margaret's shoulders rise and she nods with great
I
seriousness.
understand. Thank you for the advice.
Right on. I'm gonna save again because I like to save like a lot. Yes. All right, let's return. All right, he ignores her gratitude.
You can speak amongst yourselves if you so choose, as long as you pay attention to where you're going. There is no worth in listening to the sounds out there.
Okay, so wait, this is not a boat ride. This is like a path.
Well, I think we're actually on our way to the boat, if I'm not mistaken. I believe like the lake goes out only so far, like the dock goes out only so far, but you have to walk it in order to meet the boat.
If there's anything at all, it'll only be Nixie trying to set you on edge.
All right. Then, could you tell us your name? You didn't have a chance to properly introduce yourself, and I've only heard you being referred to as the guide.
I don't have a name.
Oh, he doesn't have a name. He's facing the front again, his voice as expressionless as before. I have no way of guessing how he feels as he says this.
Oh.
It's probably not something he wishes to talk about. However, there is something else I wanted to say, so changing the subject is not difficult.
Margaret, thank you for allowing us to join you.
Margaret shrugs non-committally.
I mean,
It wasn't exactly up to me. The guide said he would take you.
She hesitates, and then she looks timidly over her shoulder at me.
But thank you for saying that. It's appreciated.
Is it really?
Bamele and I will do our best to be
Because
an
me and
asset
her are
to
like
this
best
trip,
friends right now.
rather than
We're
a
like best
burden.
friends right now. She might not like the melee, and I probably do like him, but me and her are best friends right now, so it's cool.
That's nice. I'm not afraid to
Jerk.
be out. Still, at least with your training, you should be able to take care of yourself.
You know, me, who has no training.
It's comforting. It's comforting to know that everyone here is so confident in their abilities, not enough to forget how terrible it feels to be over this lake.
What is her abilities? She a bookworm?
Who, Margaret?
No, she's
we literally know nothing about her. I am not sure if that is fortunate or unfortunate.
She's gonna kill us all.
Believing yourself to be secure doesn't mean that you are. Who is?
Margaret is the curse of the lake in human form.
She might be. As the conversation lulls, a new sound breaks through. It's the whispering noise again. It's the chatter of inhuman voices, and this time coming from all around us.
Taking care of yourself is exactly what you need to do.
Thank you, the guide. The guide is speaking again, except louder, as if to cover the Nixie's voices with his own.
Work to survive at all costs, and hope that everyone around you has enough sense to do the same. That's the only way you'll make it to the other side.
Margaret nods in response, but I hear a grunt from behind me.
Groups tend to go further when they work together to achieve the same goal.
What were you about to say?
Huh? Like, nothing. I was just thinking of, that rope trick where you tie a rope against someone else, but then I'm thinking, if one of you fall in the water, you think that I'm going to fall in with you? No.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut the rope and watch you drown.
The guy doesn't say anything in response to Bamele's grumbling either. I'm not sure whether he didn't hear Bamele or whether he just didn't feel the statements made thus far are worthy of addressing. I have a feeling it's the latter. We go around a large bend in the bridge, part of it forking off to another way. I wonder how the guide knows which one of these essentially identical paths is correct when something in the corner of my eye catches my attention. Let's save real quick. I don't know what that could be. All right.
I believe I saw something over there.
Keep walking. No need to worry.
The guide's voice is calm and level. I decide against pressing the issue, not wanting to set everyone even more on edge.
What did he say?
Perhaps not wanting the conversation to be caught by the guide, he speaks softly, though I couldn't quite hear him because of it.
He said, shut up and keep walking.
Oh my god! Whoa, 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 whoa! Do you see that? I take my eyes off Margaret and for a moment to explain it to Bamele and stop dead in my tracks. Only one word is able to escape me in my stunned state. Hold on, because that is...
It's going to
Whoa.
happen.
Behind Bamele stands another figure, looming in the darkness. Seeing my face, Bamele grabs the hilt of his sword. He whips around and staggers swiftly backwards. Several meters away, a crooked, twisted black figure hobbles its way toward us. Some kind of liquid drips off its head. Curling around the edges of his face, it almost looks like it's crying. Bamele backs up until he's standing beside me. The figure continues its slow advance, head jerking from one angle to another.
What on earth?
It's one of them.
Just keep moving forward,
Yes,
man.
Nixie that stumble across the bridges looking for opportunities.
And if you stop, you're going to give it the opportunity. I'm telling you. I need to save this again. My goodness.
They walk slow, apparently, so you need to walk faster.
I mean,
and be smarter.
No, here's the thing, though. I'm just thinking if you ignore them, then they won't do anything to you because all they're doing is walking back and forth. So if you stop and pay attention to them, you're giving them the chance. The guide is standing next to us. I didn't even notice him approach.
The ones that can make it out of the water are generally referred to as prowlers.
So
I
not
had
all
no
of them
idea
can
things
do
like
it.
that were out here. Is that what Kika saw down the other path?
The guy says nothing, instead returning to the front of the party. Margaret watches him pass. Her frustration morphs into nervous optimism when something seems to come into her mind.
Well, Nixie aren't slowed down much by swords, but at least the light keeps them away, right?
Margaret's hand grips her face tight, and desperation bleeds into her voice. I bite the inside of my lip.
Direct light will force it to return to the lake. However, it'll try to drag the light, or you, down with it before it goes.
So keep moving. Instinctively, I reach for the hilt of my sword, despite the fact that it would do little to protect me. The prowler is getting closer, jerking forward, stopping, then resuming its slow advance.
Okay. Does anyone have a light we can leave here?
You
That
have a
way it
lantern
won't
in your
follow us.
hand.
Only matches.
Bamele spits. He's the one bringing up the rear. He's the one most likely to be in danger if it keeps following. The guide, however, moves forward.
Don't
Because
forget
all of
it's
you are
there.
standing.
Don't let your guard down, and don't get left behind.
What? How am I supposed to keep walking with this thing at my heels? You said it wants to attack.
Don't give it the chance.
That's true. Bamele sputters in anger, and the guide summarily ignores him. I solidly grab hold of Bamele's upper arm.
Here, I'll lead you like this, and you can keep your focus solely on the Prowler. Make sure it doesn't get too close.
Bamele eyes the guy with unresolved hostility, but allows himself to softly sigh in relief. He gazes at me with fondness.
At least there's someone I can count on.
You're gonna die.
That's true. Well, darn it. Despite the fact I'm going against his advice, the guide says nothing more. It's clear now that he doesn't give a darn what we end up doing. Some part of me is glad for that. I want to help everyone make it through, and it would be worse to have to persuade the guide every time help was necessary.
Kika, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now walk.
Bamele places a gentle hand on my shoulder. Place a hand over here. Should I nod seriously?
Not seriously.
Alright, Bamele's face hardens in return. He moves his free arm down. I fully link his arm with mine, and now properly settled, look forward. Margaret is following the guide with some reluctance, turning back every so often to check on us. I wave my lantern to signal we're catching up. Margaret turns her head to the front and quickens her pace. With a tug on Bamele, we start to follow them. Alright, I need to save again. Let's save it there. And you know what? Let's just end the video here. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. We'll figure out what's going to happen next time around, because this is getting good. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. We'll pick it back up next time around. So thank you guys so much for joining us for this. And until next time you meet, stay sunny side up, guys. Bye!
Everybody's gonna die.